Hello, my people. Uh, Hello, Mother Africa. Hello, all Africans in diaspora. We bless God once again for an opportunity to meet one another through this live stream. I have a very important information for my fellow Africans who would want to travel to the United States. As you all know, the United States has 50 states. It has 50 states. And I'm finding myself in the state called Washington. I am in the state called Washington. So I'm here to guide you as a first-time traveler who has been able to secure a visa to come to the United States. I'm here to assist you to find the best state that, to me, I think, depending on the status upon which you are entering United States, it would help you to establish your feet on the ground very quickly. So, like we all know, we have many legal status upon which people or international travelers would use to come to the United States. Most Africans that immigrate from Africa to the United States, most people comes with what we all know as the diversity lottery, or popularly people call it American lottery. So most Africans that has immigrated to this land all came in with the American lottery. Other Africans also comes in with legal status through marriage. You see, and that is when maybe a lady is having the husband living in the United States, and the husband is having the legal status to also invite the wife to also immigrate from Africa to join him in the United States. We also have legal status or procedure by which the parents can be here, and they can also leverage on the fact that they have become citizens of America, and they can use that legal status to also extend invitation to all their children to bring them here, and that process is also there. But predominantly, most process that has brought a lot of Africans to America, especially, is through tourist or visiting or maybe student visa. And today, most of my emphasis would go on people that want to come into the United States with visiting or tourist visa. I personally came in with a tourist visa. I came in with a visiting visa. So I just want to focus on that area, so that on the next opportunity that would present itself, I can also take much time to also go into other legal processes upon which some people can immigrate from their country to come to the United States, especially Africans. And so if you would have the opportunity to watch me as a first-time traveler who has already secured his visa, and you are looking at buying a plane ticket, and you are considering the 50 states in U.S.A. and which of the states that you need to go to first, this is my reason why I would recommend Washington State to you. This is my reason. So we have, as I said, we have 50 states in the U.S.A. In the United States here. And it is not all the states that are hostile to people that are immigrating from Africa to this place without the residency documents. So if I mention, or if I say residency documents, I'm talking about the fact that you'll be living here legally. You would have the legal status, and that is, you have your green card. That is a permanent residency. You have your green card to live in the country. Because, as I said, with the rest of the process upon which you can use to enter into the United States, like your parents, it was your parents that brought you here, or you came here through marriage, or maybe you came here through the American lottery. Once you are coming, you already have your green card. You already have your legal residency documents. But beside those processes, if you come in with student visa, you don't have your green card. If you come in with visiting / tourist visa, you don't have your green card. Like I said, I fall under that category. So now, if you're looking at the state that you think can be hostile to your status upon which you are entering the United States with, then I would advise you to consider coming to Evergreen State, coming to Washington State. And this is my reason why I think you have to come to Washington State. So as you know that the country called America is having 50 states. Technically speaking, whether you like it or not, the 50 states has been divided into two. As you know, we have two dominant political parties. We have the Democratic Party and we also have the Republican Party. So with the 50 states, almost half of the states are Republicans and half of the states are Democrats. So mostly if you're coming with a tourist visa and you're finding yourself in the state that is a Republican state, they are mostly not hostile to people that comes in with tourist visa and would want to perpetuate their stay without not going back when their visa has expired or when their visa has elapsed. So because of that, I would want you to consider carefully the kind of place that you would want to come to in America here as a first-time traveler, so that you wouldn't go through some struggles and red-time challenges some of us went through because we had no idea, we had no wisdom in this area when we had our visa to immigrate from Ghana to this place. So, like I said, Washington State is hostile to people without documents. Washington State is hostile to people that comes in with tourist visiting visa, and after maybe 6 months, because mind you, once you are immigrating from Africa to America with a tourist visa, you'll be given 6 months. Sometimes you can even have the visa in your country, and in the visa that you're going to have in your country, if you look inside your passport, the visa stamp in your passport is indicating that they've given you 5 years. But the 5 years that they have given you technically doesn't mean that you are coming to, or you have right to come and live in the United States for 5 years. No, far from it. Let me be clear on this issue. When you went to the embassy for your visa, or when you went for your visa process to be approved by the embassy, when the embassy told you that your visa has been approved, when you had access to your visa were there, and when you had access to your passport or your visa stamp inside, you saw clearly that you've been given 5 years. And now, technically, what is the meaning of that 5 years? As I'm saying, that 5 years that was given to you in American Embassy in Kenya or Nairobi, that 5 years that was given to you in American Embassy in Cantonments in Accra, that 5 years that was given to you in maybe say American Embassy in Morocco, that 5 years that was given to you in maybe say American Embassy in Tunisia, that 5 years that was given to you in maybe say American Embassy in South Africa, that 5 years that was given to you in maybe say American Embassy in any African country, that 5 years in itself doesn't technically mean that you are coming to live in the United States for 5 years. After 5 years, your visa would be expiring, so you have to go back. No, technically speaking, that is not the meaning. What it is, the actual meaning is the stamp that you would have in your passport in your first entry into the United States. So after making the journey from your homeland to America, your point of entry, if I say your point of entry, I'm talking about the airport, or maybe the first state that you went to, or maybe the first city of your arrival, the airport that you'll be going through. You see that the immigration, they're going to stamp your passport. So if they stamp your passport, you're going to clearly see 6 months. So that's 6 months that have been given to you. It is what is indicating the amount of time you can spend in the United States. Let me repeat myself again. It is not the 5 years that was given to you in Africa, but rather it is the 6 months that was given to you in your first entry into the United States that would determine the time you're supposed to function within the country and to go back. So now, if you want your 5 years visa that was issued to you, that 5 years visa that was issued to you, if you want the visa to still remain valid, and that is you can come into the United States and you can go back to your homeland country, and if you feel like maybe in about say 1 year time, 2 years time, you want to come back and visit and go back again, then if you want that your visa that was given to you, which is 5 years, if you want the visa to still remain valid in your passport, then what you have to do is that the 6 months that was given to you at your point of entry in America, make sure you don't overstay the 6 months. Let me repeat myself. Make sure you don't overstay the 6 months period in America here. The 6 months that was given to you, the 6 months that was stamped in your passport when you first entered into the United States, make sure as you enter into the United States, you don't overstay that 6 months. Maximum with maximum period of time that you can spend within the 6 months, I would advise should be maybe say 3 to 5 months. Don't let it exceed 5 months. It should be 3 to 5 months. And if you want your visa, your 5 year visa to still remain valid in your passport, then after staying in the United States for maybe say 3 to 5 months, you have to make sure you can go back And once you go back to Africa, you may decide to even come back in about, say, 1 year time. You may decide to also come back in about, say, 2 years time, because the fact that you came in and you were given 6 months and you didn't overstay your 6 months, that was given to you at your first point of entry, means that you are credible. You are a credible traveler, and that the embassy and the immigration can trust you that once you come in, you go back to your home country, and when the opportunity presents itself again, you would want to come back and visit and also go back. But if you're like somebody like me who came in with the 6 months and I decided not to go back, I overstayed my 6 months, and now as I'm even streaming, I've overstayed my 6 months for many years. I'm still staying here. I'm still not going. So that technically knock you down, and that technically makes your status to change from someone who was like legitimately allowed to enter into the country to become someone who is like illegally living in the country. So when I was coming in, I was legally authorized to come in, but because I overstayed my 6 months visa that was given to me in my first time I entered the country, now my status have changed from legal traveler to an illegal traveler, illegal traveler who is now occupying the American land without not going back. Are you understand? So right now, as I stay here, I don't have any legal status. Are you understand? I don't have the green card and I don't have the residency documents. So if you don't want your status to be like that of mine, then make sure the 6 months that will be given to you. You will come here, you will leave, you will visit for almost about 3 to 5 months, then you go back, then maybe after 1 year, you may decide to come back, because still the 5 years visa in your passport is valid. But should in case you would want to stay like I stayed, then make sure that once you are coming in, you may find a sanctuary state to go to. There are many sanctuary states in the United States, but because the rest of the sanctuary states have not been there before to witness the situation and the events on the ground, I may not decide to talk about the other sanctuary states that I know, but I haven't been there physically. So I may limit myself to the state of Washington, because I live in the state of Washington and I've been here for most about years now. So as for the state of Washington, I can even put my life on state of Washington, knowing very well that it is hostile to people without legal residency documents to live in the United States. So if you're a first-time traveler, you are coming into the United States, you've already bought your ticket. If you are not decided yet and you are deciding now to find somebody that you can come to in the United States here, and you are looking at the best state that you think would be good for you, because of your legal status upon which you are entering the United States with, now, I may advise you to consider coming to the state of Washington. Let me repeat myself. If your legal status is like me, if you're coming in with a tourist slash visiting visa or business visa, and you would want to stay, you wouldn't want to go back, then I may advise you to decide to come to the state of Washington, because the state of Washington is one way or the other hostile to people that comes in without documents. Because technically, they know once you're coming with your 6 months, you would live here, you overstay your 6 months, you wouldn't want to go, you would want to perpetuate your stay, and you wouldn't have the legal status. But their economy, their state has been built in a way that it supports people without document. It supports people that can function within the informal sector. If I say within the informal sector, there are certain jobs here that if you are living here without documents, you can do. Are you understanding? There are jobs in the state of Washington that you can also not do without documents. Are you understanding? But if you go to other states, it is not like that. As I told you, and as I keep on saying in most of my videos, I've been in almost about 5 states in the United States. I've been to New York before. And I live in New York for some shortest possible best of time. I've been to Colorado. I live in the state of Colorado for years, and I have also been to the state of and I've also traveled to the state of Washington, where I'm also finding myself right now. So if I consider all the back and forth, to me, with the little knowledge and understanding and experience I'm having from having to live in the state of Washington for some years now, I may decide to advise you, my brother or sister, my African mother that I love and I do respect and I do cherish, that now you've secured your visa. If you're looking at buying a ticket to come to the United States, decide to come to the state of Washington. If you think after your 6 months you wouldn't want to go back, if you think you overstay your 6 months, then please, I'm advising you to decide to come to the state of Washington, because no matter the kind of status you are entering into the country with, the state of Washington will be able to embrace you, would help you to find some job to do that would be informal, so that you can also have some footings on the ground to be able to save some money, so that when the right opportunity presents itself, you may also decide to pursue your documentation, or pursue your dream on working to also secure your legal residency documents. So, beloved, my fellow Africans, my brothers and sisters that I love dearly, that I cherish a lot, this the most important message I decided to record very shortly to people that I know every day is securing. Every day in Africa, they are securing many visas to travel into the United States. But many makes a lot of mistakes because they don't know how the United States function with respect to the 50 states. They don't know how which state would be able to accommodate the legal status upon which they are using to enter into the United States. So I know that with almost about 20 minutes that I've spent with you streaming this video, I know the information I've provided to you with the quality is going to be valid. It's going to be directional. And if you may consider if you may consider as a first-time traveler coming into the United States, it may help you so that you don't make or repeat some of the mistakes we came into this country and made because we were inexperienced, because we didn't know anybody to teach us this, because we didn't have anybody to take us through this process. Okay, and as I said, you don't need to come and make a mistake before you will learn. Some of us we've already made a mistake, so we have to use our mistakes to correct you, to guide you, and to direct you so that you don't repeat the mistake. I always tell people, any generation that are not ready to learn from mistakes, they are destined to repeat the mistakes. So I don't want you to repeat any mistakes that I've made here. That is why I'm using my mistakes and experience that I've already gathered from this land or the state of Washington to also direct you as a first-time traveler. That's so that as you are coming into the United States, you don't make any mistake because you may decide to perpetuate your staying after the 6 months has elapsed. Thank you. God bless you. Stay safe. I will meet you again in the next broadcast. Thank you.